Hi guys, it's Angie with Fun Endeavors Tie-Dye Lab. Today I'm going to make a gravity dyed wavy V shirt. I have the shirt turned inside out, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to center the shirt. This process is going to go really fast, but down below this video in the description is a link to another video which shows how to center a shirt. Essentially what I'm doing is getting both halves of the front of the shirt right up next to each other and both halves of the back of the shirt right up next to each other. That way, whenever I apply the dye or I do anything to the shirt, both halves of the front are going to look more similar, and the same thing with the back. I noticed I have a little spider hanging from my video camera, and that's what the black spot is that you see kind of floating across the video periodically. I didn't notice it until I went to turn my camera off. So for the wavy V, I'm going to use a straight edge just kind of to get a feel for where I want the bottom of my V to end. And then I'm going to use a washable marker, and I'm going to make a mark where I'd like for the V to end. Then I'm going to use that washable marker and just freehand a wavy line on the shirt going from that mark up to the shoulder of the shirt. Now I'm going to fan fold this line and I'm going to tie it with some sinew. Since the sinew line is so long, as I'm pulling my sinew tight, I'm going to take my hand and press down on that line to try to flatten the sinew where it doesn't start to buckle. If you're tying a long line like this and it does start to buckle, you can either untie it and try it again, or you can just kind of let it fold in on itself and tighten it down really well, especially for a design like this one. I'm going to gravity dye this shirt, so my setup is I have 2 plastic sawhorses, and in between the 2 plastic sawhorses I've placed 2 long pieces of vinyl guttering. Then over the vinyl guttering I'm placing a metal shelf, and this metal shelf has legs on it, so the legs are going to help keep the shelf from falling. The part of the shirt that is going to be the V area of the shirt, I'm poking areas of that part of the shirt down into this metal shelf. It's going to help keep the shirt from falling off the shelf, and it's going to add a little bit of texture or design to that part of the shirt. For the V portion of the shirt, I'm going to use some green colors. I'm using Sage Green from Pro Chemical and Dye, and I'm also going to use Sage Green from Dharma Trading Company, as well as Hunter Green from Dharma Trading Company. Hunter Green is a special order color, and so you can either purchase those in large quantities from Dharma, or there's a group called Tie-Dye Supplies Marketplace out on Facebook, and you can usually buy the Hunter Green from there in smaller quantities. I have a link to that Facebook group down below this video in the description. For the lower portion, or the part of the shirt that's going to be gravity dyed, I'm going to use some blue colors. And I'm choosing to use some blues that are more kind of grayed out blues. For that part of the shirt, I'm using Azure Blue and Wedgwood Blue from Dharma Trading Company, Smoky Blue from Dye Spin, and Blue MX2G and Lunar Blue from Custom Colors. I'm placing a small amount of each blue color right on the sinew line and just a little bit below it. So the intended goal is for the blue colors to streak down the shirt as the ice melts and mixes with the dye. Once I have all the dye on the shirt, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of additional dry soda ash over the top. Then I'm going to place on a couple of really large chunks of ice. It gets pretty hot where I live, and the larger chunks of ice just take a little bit longer to melt. I think I came back and added about 3 different layers of ice before the shirt was finished. I also came back and added some silicone mixing containers that I have underneath one end of this metal rack. I wanted to incline the shirt just a little bit to kind of promote that dye streaking or running down the shirt a little more. If you'll notice, one of the blues that I'm using on this shirt looks very purple. I had to double check to make sure these were the right photographs, but they are. After all the ice melted, the dye had gotten all the way down to the end of the shirt. So I just went ahead and took the shirt, placed it inside of a plastic container that had a rack down in the bottom, and put the lid on the container and left the shirt outside. That way it could process in the heat, but it wouldn't dry out. I left the shirt for probably about 24 hours and then I began rinsing it. And to rinse the shirt, I took it to my utility sink and I began rinsing it in cold water to rinse out the soda ash. Then I warmed the water up to hot, untied the shirt, and continued rinsing in hot water to rinse out the excess dye that didn't bond with the fabric. Instead of rinsing for a long time, I went ahead and soaked the shirt by adding some really hot water to my utility sink, a little bit of Blue Dawn dish detergent, and just allowed the shirt to soak. When the water cooled off, I changed it out and I continued that soaking process until my water was remaining almost clear. Then I put the shirt along with some Dharma's Professional Textile Detergent into my washing machine and I washed it using a hot water cycle. Okay, so the shirt has been washed, dried, and ironed, and let's see how it looks. Okay, so what do you guys think? I think this one looks pretty cool. I like that top portion. There's just enough texture in that green area that I think it looks cool. That comes from poking that shirt through the holes, the way the dye moves and flows. And you know, I used 2 different sage greens on this shirt, and even though the colors have the same name, they really are not the same color. I also think that that added pop of hunter green adds a little bit of extra dimension in that green portion too. As far as the blues go, I don't see any purple on the shirt, even though the blue definitely looked purple as it was streaking down the shirt. I actually take that back. I see a little bit up, kind of almost on the shoulder portion, right up next to that sinew line. There's a little hint of purple up there, but it's not a huge purple presence, which I was a little concerned it would be. Not that it would have necessarily looked bad, it just wasn't what I was expecting. I do see some of the green down on the bottom of the back of the shirt. I don't see a whole lot of it on the front of the shirt, but I do have a few green streaks streaking down the shirt from that V area, both onto the sleeves and then onto the rest of the shirt. So when I was ironing the shirt, I noticed that there's a very tiny little hole underneath one of the armpits, and that's very frustrating. But I did go ahead and repair it because being under the armpit of the shirt, nobody's really ever going to see it. So overall, I really like this shirt. I almost think it looks like maybe a forest or an island that is melting into the sea with that green kind of flowing into the blue. I don't know, I think it's pretty cool. But what do you guys think? Please drop me some comments below and let me know. And if you've enjoyed watching the video, I sure would appreciate it if you would like it and if you'd subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you'll hit the bell, you'll receive a notification whenever I upload a new video. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great day.